Ladies and gents, do you remember this outfit that I wasn't very comfortable wearing? And I couldn't figure out why. I was thinking it was a colour combination, wasn't quite right for me. Anyway, I have figured out why this doesn't work, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So it comes down to contrast. And I've just been doing a lot of research on contrast. I'm going to talk to you about it because it's part of an element that you can bring into an outfit formula. So what is contrast? Well, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, their definition is, and I'm just going to look sideways to tell you, their definition is it's the difference between dark and light colours or dark and light areas. There you go. Right, so how can we use contrast and how can we work out what our contrast is? Well, very simply, the first step is to take a selfie. Then you turn it into black and white using grayscale, and many phones allow you to do that once you've done your selfie. So for instance, here's mine. So how can you work out your contrast? Well, taking the grayscale here, 1 to 5, you work out on your selfie where your skin tone lies on this scale. Second step, and this is mathematical, second step is to work out where your eyes and hair average, so the difference between your eyes and hair, where that lies on the scale, and make a note of that number. Then you take one from the other. Then you can work out what your contrast is. Now, if having taken one from the other, you are at plus or minus 4 or plus or minus 3, then you are high contrast. If you come in at plus or minus 2, medium contrast, and plus or minus 1, yellow contrast. Now that's a bit of maths done. You're only going to have to do it once, although I do suspect that if you dyed your hair, your contrast could change. Unlike with your colour analysis, which tends not to change if you dye your hair, I believe your contrast would, and that's my guess. I haven't seen that written anywhere. I'm just guessing it would because on the grayscale, it would change. Your hair would change on the grayscale. Other than that, you're done. You know it now. That's it. Put your maths away and forget it. You've got your tone, you've got your contrast, and let's just get on with it. So we're going to look at some celebrities, and I haven't determined what these celebrities are. I have just read elsewhere where these celebrities fall. So I can't say whether it's right or wrong. It's what others who are experts in this area have said these celebrities and where they fall. So looking at celebrity examples, high contrast examples are Alicia Keys and Nicole Kidman. A low contrast example, and very clearly you can see this with Jennifer Aniston in her grayscale picture. You can see how her hair and her skin and her eyes are really all merge and tone into one. Whereas the high contrast, say Nicole Kidman, you can see there's quite a big difference between her eyes and her hair. And with Alicia Keys, you can see quite a big difference between the skin and the... Now, medium contrast person is actually where most people tend to fit into a medium. So if you're unsure, medium is a safe area to be in, to fall into, if you can't work it out. So actually, as it happens, most people fall into a medium. And I fall into a medium, I believe. So a medium example is Sandra Bullock. She's got dark hair and dark eyes, and then fairer skin. But it's not good enough just to work it out. You've got to then do something with it. At this point in the video, we're having a little detour because I want to talk about eyesight, and I'm going to thank Serious Readers for sponsoring this segment of the video. I don't know about you, but I find myself going to the window more to read, to look at labels and so on. It's not necessarily because the print's too small, because I can use my glasses for that. It's really the contrast between the print and the item it's printed on, and I'm finding that I need daylight in order to be able to see that clearly. And according to statistics, by the time we reach 60, and I'm now 60, only a third of available light in our environment is actually reaching the back of the eye. Our opticians, our optometrists can actually provide us with glasses. But if the light that we're sitting amongst or sitting in or sitting near is not sufficient, and we're going to get eye strain anyway, so the glasses aren't going to be working as efficiently as they would otherwise work as. And over 500 opticians and optometrists think that Serious Readers can add value to their clients. So I'll tell you a little bit about what's available from Serious Readers. So Serious Readers provide lights, we would call them standard lights or floor lights, and also desk lights as well. And they're using daylight wavelength technology, which is a light close to daylight, and they also eliminate blue light. So they're providing you with an offer with every one of their floor lights, or what we might call as a standard light, and there's 3 in the range, Alex Classic or the high definition. With each one of those, that's ordered a desk light will be provided free. And what I'm calling desk light is called a compact light. So you just need to use my code when you're ordering and you'll get your free compact light. But why? Why would you actually want to use them, and how do those lights come? The standard lights, the Alex, the classic and the high definition, are all customizable, and I chose white and brass as my colour theme, and I think it's a really elegant piece of furniture as well as being practical. So I customised my base by going for lights. I didn't really need a very heavy base. I customised my handle shape that's in the middle of the arm, and I customised the brass of the neck or the arm of the light from a variety that's on their website, and customise your light and know what it looks like. You can adjust the scope of the light so it's a big range or a small range. But not only can you adjust the scope of the light or the size of the beam, you can also adjust the brightness as well with a dimmer switch. The neck or arm you can bend, so you can actually have it low down, high up, twisted around, so as you aren't straining your position to actually fit the light as you would do with, say, with a standard light that you're buying from a furniture store. The lights adjust, you can adjust the light to your posture rather than the other way around. And separately, the head can swivel as well. The desk light compact light does not come customizable. However, you can still bend that arm to a height on your desk that's appropriate for your workspace, and you can swivel the head. Although Serious Readers is a British company, the offer is international, they do ship internationally. So if you look at a colour wheel, what you'd find is that people with a high contrast look good in wearing colours opposite each other on the colour wheel. Those with a medium contrast, more a 40-degree angle between the colours, would look good. And those with low contrast, where the colours are actually next to each other on the colour wheel. So now if I turn the colour wheel into a black and white version and show a high contrast individual, you can see how the high contrast individual actually blends better in with colours that are opposite on the colour wheel. You can see this quite clearly now in the black and white version. Same with a medium contrast individual, that colours two apart, 2 to 3 apart, say 40-degree angle, would actually look better on that person. And then the low contrast next to each other, the colours next to each other on the colour wheel. If you're enjoying this video, please do give me this. It is helping my channel. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. So if we go back to looking at that outfit that I wasn't comfortable with, and I thought, we're looking at the coloured versions, and when I was dressing, I thought the reason I didn't like it was because the brown was quite similar in tone or shade to the top. But when we turn it into a black and white version on the grayscale, you can see actually it's quite high contrast. The cardigan is actually quite different on that grayscale to the burgundy top, and it's because it's high contrast. I wasn't comfortable with it. And so you can see that if I'm medium contrast, and that's what I think I am, I haven't gone to analysis to do this. There aren't that many people around that probably can do contrast, but I think I'm medium contrast. And for example, this what I'm wearing now, I feel suits me, and this would be a medium contrast because this is quite a muted colour that I'm wearing here. It's pink against the white, so it's not a dark, stark colour. But this particular outfit that we're talking about, if we look at the colours then on the colour wheel that is in black and white, you can see that actually the colours in it with a red arrow are high contrast, whereas I'm better off if I'm medium contrast in that sort of range with the green arrow where you're about 2 colours apart. And if you remember, I'd actually then changed my outfit to one that I was more comfortable with and wore the cardigan with a lighter top. And looking at the colour wheel on the grayscale, we can see why, because they are 2 colours apart. So almost instinctively, we're probably doing it right instinctively, but it's nice to know why it works, because when we've got something wrong, we can actually figure it out and say, oh, it's because the contrast isn't right. This is what I'm going to do to make this outfit work. So I've put together another example for you. This picture of me in a almost all white outfit would be the outfit's low contrast, whereas if I'm medium, this is not going to work on me. If we then change the outfit to a high contrast outfit by putting on a dark navy blazer on top of the white jumper, again, that's not quite right for me. And that's because it's high contrast. If I put on a more muted, medium-toned, shaded colour underneath the jumper, and admittedly white's difficult, it's not on the colour wheel, and so therefore being, an amalgamation of all colours is a difficult one to work with. But still, with the orange blouse underneath, that is much more what I feel comes into the medium range, despite the fact why it's not on the colour wheel. And it does work better. It does work better on me. So it changes the jumper that was stark and white. And admittedly, white is not my colour. It's not one of my colours. But putting the orange underneath works for two reasons. One, the orangey, pumpkin-y colour marigold colour is in my colour palette. And it's then closer to my face than the jumper. But equally, the contrast is higher than white on white, but lower than navy on white. So how would you put this in practice? Well, I think a way of doing this, if you're going somewhere special where you actually want to make sure that you are looking your best, it may be an idea to take a selfie of you in your complete outfit. Then after you've done your selfie of your complete outfit, turns it into grayscale. Is there anything that stands out away from your face? Or does the outfit blend in with your face? In other words, if you're low contrast, is the outfit also low contrast? And so you look like you're one, you're complete, you're at home in the outfit, you're blended in with it. If you're high contrast, equally, if your colouring is high contrast, have you got those elements in your outfit? And if you're medium, equally, do you blend in with the outfit? Well, I hope that was useful, and I will see you all in an outfit that is the right contrast for myself.